The CDC has confirmed the first U.S. case of COVID-19 linked to the newly discovered Omicron variant.
And we've got an update on the shooting incident in Michigan. What you need to know coming up.
Good evening, I'm Will Wixie.
And I'm Aspen Shumper. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
The U.S. just confirmed its first case of the Omicron variant of the coronavirus yesterday. It came after a vaccinated traveler who returned to California after a trip to South Africa tested positive for the virus. Scientists around the world are racing to figure out if the Omicron variant is more dangerous than the previous ones. Researchers from the University of California are working to assemble the genetic sequence of the Omicron variant after a sample from the traveler was obtained.
And here's an update on Whitman County's COVID-19 numbers. The Palouse reports 21 new cases of COVID-19. On your screen, you can see that these numbers put Whitman County's total confirmed cases at 6,115, 228 hospitalizations, and 82 deaths since the beginning of the pandemic.
The Board of Latah County Commissioners removed the mask mandate for all Latah County facilities. Commissioners made this decision based on the feedback from Idaho North Central District's Public Health and the City of Moscow. Commissioners in the press release encourage those who are not vaccinated to continue wearing masks, and restrictions and limitations in court facilities will be determined by the Idaho Supreme Court.
The Michigan teen who killed 3 and injured 8 in the Oxford High School shooting in Michigan has been charged. Detroit prosecutor Karen McDonald announces these charges earlier today. More than 50,000 people have signed an online petition to rename the school's stadium after Tate Meyer, who played on the Oxford's high school football team, died trying to disarm the shooter. 2 people were injured in a shooting at a coffee shop in northern Idaho yesterday. Post Falls police say officers were called to the scene where 2 people had gunshot wounds. The suspect had taken off, but shortly after, there was a report of an armed carjacking. The original vehicle the suspect used to drive from the coffee shop was abandoned at a nearby home. Deputies were able to take the suspect into custody, and the 2 victims are both in stable condition at Kootenai Health.
The Pullman Police Department has opened applications for the Spring Police Citizen Academy. The program will run for 11 weeks from the beginning of February through April. Classes will run from 6:30 to 9 p.m. every Thursday. Applications are on the Pullman PD website, and they must be submitted by January 14th. Anyone 18 and older can apply, and applicants 16 or younger will need a parent or guardian's permission to participate. According to Pullman PD's website, applicants can be denied based on information from their background check. And researchers at WSU found no evidence for international agency-level racial bias in an analysis of 5 years of traffic stops conducted by the Washington State Patrol. On your screen now is the analyzed data from WSU's Division of Governmental Studies and Services, as well as the WSP. The 10-person research team compared trooper contacts with census data, statewide population, and other measures. Researchers found no evidence of systemic racial profiling.
For the 3rd time in a week, a traffic stop by a Whitman County Sheriff's deputy in Colfax ended with a seizure of drugs and arrests. The latest case occurred this morning in downtown Colfax when a deputy stopped a driver for a traffic violation and found 22 grams of methamphetamine and 70 fentanyl tablets. 62-year-old Ronald Bader and 53-year-old Travis Peterson of Coeur d'Alene were arrested for possession of a controlled substance with intent to deliver.
Fundraisers set up for one of the men convicted in the murder of Ahmaud Arbery has been shut down. The fundraising campaign was started by William Roddy Bryan's girlfriend, but was shut down by GoFundMe platform. The crowdfunding platform removed 3 fundraisers before any funds were raised. According to the spokesman for GoFundMe, the platform prohibits raising money for the legal defense of a violent crime. Coming up, the City of Moscow is hosting its first Winterfest event. Find out when.
And the University of Idaho is offering free Uber rides to its students. More on that after the break.
The first annual Moscow Winterfest will take place on January 22nd. The 80s themed ski party will take place downtown on Main Street from noon to 4 p.m. There will be vendors serving beer, wine, warm beverages, and food. In order to drink alcohol, you need to purchase a ticket, which are going for $25 each, and includes an event glass as well as 3 drink tickets. If you don't plan to drink, the event is free to attend.
According to Pullman Radio, fewer students at University of Idaho are running into transportation issues thanks to a new Uber program. Each student at U of I is now offered up to 2 free Uber rides per day through the newly designed on-demand transportation program. Students can ride from campus to any point within Moscow city limits, Pullman Regional Hospital, and the WSU Pullman campus. To participate in the program, students will have to accept an invitation sent to their student email, then download the Uber app and request a free ride. Well, I've certainly enjoyed it being dry and warm since we've got back from break. Ava, what can we expect the rest of the week?
Aspen, I totally agree. I mean, yesterday was like 60 degrees outside. It was like weirdly warm, but I don't think we're going to see that this week really. For the most of the week, it's going to be pretty good, but I'll tell you later about in the 5-day forecast about how that's going to change. Looking at today's weather, we have a high at 48 degrees and a low 33, and that sunset is sitting at 4:01 p.m. And it's been mostly cloudy outside, if you've seen that, and the breeze is about 9 miles per hour, so it's a little breezy, a little chilly, but nothing to worry about. Excuse me. Moving into tomorrow's weather, it's about the same. We have clouds, overcast, about 45-degree high and 34-degree low. And again, that 4:01 sunset, really nice. We're not going down into the 359s at all. It's still really early of a sunset, but we're soon going to be going back up. And winds are even lower tomorrow, so that's not too bad. Moving into Washington as a whole, I'm going to step off so you guys can get a good look at this. We have overcast and partly sunny in most of the state. And I do want to point out the warmest city we see is Tri-Cities. As usual, Central Washington is always our warmest of the state. We have a 60-degree high and Yakima at 58 degrees. Spokane is really similar to Pullman at 50 degrees. And then Olympia and Seattle, they're really similar to Pullman as well. So we're all in it together for this Thursday. It's not too bad. And looking at the 5-day forecast, that's going to change here in Pullman a little bit. I want to point out that Monday is our biggest, most extreme weather day. We have a 39-degree high and a low of 26, so super chilly. And we have a mix of rain and snow, so it's going to get super wet on Monday, so be cautious of that. And Saturday, I do want to point out as well, it's going to be 26-degree low as well, but the wind gusts could get to 32 miles per hour, so really, really breezy day on Saturday. So I want you to be careful of that if you're going outside. But other than that, it's a pretty good week. Back to you guys at the desk.
Coming up in sports news, the WSU volleyball team played against Texas in their first round match of the NCAA tournament yet today, and we have your results for you.
And it was only defense in the desert for WSU men's basketball. We'll explain what that means coming up next.
Hi everyone, I'm Henry Lunhart with your sports. Well, right now, WSU volleyball just wrapped up their first round NCAA tournament match. This is the Cougs' 6th straight tournament appearance, a WSU record. The Cougs took on Northern Colorado today in Waco, Texas, winning in straight sets 3-0. The next appearance for the Cougs in the NCAA tournament will be either against Texas A&M Corpus Christi or Baylor tomorrow. Now moving on to the other hardwood, WSU women's basketball took on the University of San Francisco earlier today. The WSU women cruised to a 72-58 win over the Dons. Charlie Swedger-Locker of the Cougs finished with 25 points for a new season high, also making it her 15th career 20-point game. The game was a good bounce-back game after a tough loss to NC State last game in the Bahamas. Yesterday, the WSU men's basketball game against Arizona State was not one for the ages. Both teams' offenses were not in the building for this game. It was only defense. The Cougs went on to the half with an 8-point lead despite going scoreless for 11 minutes. The halftime score was 18-10. The teams were able to get off some shots in the second half, with WSU winning 51-29. Noah Williams was back in action, scoring 14 after missing the last game to help WSU hold ASU to their fewest points scored in a game since 1946. Well, now earlier this morning, MLB entered into a lockdown for the first time since 1994. The MLB and the MLB's player union cannot agree on a new collective bargaining agreement, putting all operations, including free agency, on hold. Names like Carlos Correa and Freddie Freeman cannot sign with the team until the lockout is over. At the moment, both sides are disconnected, with main points being economic issues like players wanting to join free agency earlier with some better pay, and also the idea of a 12-team expansion playoff. If the new CBA is not agreed on the next couple of months, it will affect the start of the season. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Henry. Well, some of you might be excited to hear the latest news on a signature Burger King item.
Find out which popular item on the menu is dropping its price when we come back. For all the Burger King lovers out there, this new change might have helped you decide what you're going to get for lunch tomorrow. Burger King is turning 64 years old and is returning the Whopper to its original price created in 1957 of 37 cents. The promotion will be offered exclusively to members on the chain's Royal Perks Rewards program and can only be ordered on its app. Now, this is only for its two-day birthday bash celebration, Friday and Saturday. Now, if only the rest of life's expenses could be rolled back to 1957 prices.
Well, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching and have a good night.